finally, we are on the last leg of this discussion, guys. Sa sterilization techniques naman tayo. So, guys, buti na lang umabot ka dito. Okay, congrats. After nito last video na Q&A, 30 items for your family planning para sagarin na natin at solid na ang foundation mo for that one. And P2 yan, don't forget, okay? Guys, points yan para mag-top ka. Points yan para pumasa ka. So, sige, tuloy natin ito, okay? On my watch time check, it's 1:37 a.m. Laban lang, guys. Laban lang. Okay? So, sterilization technique, guys, technically, this is not a permanent, okay, family planning method. Kasi you can reverse sterilization techniques. Pwede mong i-reverse ang vasectomy, pwede mong i-reverse ang tubal ligation. But the reason why we consider this as permanent kind of family planning method is because ang success rate of reversing these techniques is low. Klaro? Yes. So, meron din, it's also coupled with consequences when you reverse this, especially tubal ligation. Kasi it has high risk for ectopic pregnancy. Klaro? So, if a client is considering sterilization technique, we really have to tell the client na, ma'am, sir, we consider this as a permanent, klaro, kind of family planning method. You have to really be sure if ayaw mo na ba talaga magkaanak. Or, you have to really be, like, you have to decide because this one is considered permanent even if technically it can be reversed. Kasi nga, ano sabi natin guys, ang success rate nito is just 70 to 80% successful. Ang mga reversal technique, okay? 'Di ba? Reversal technique. Ayan. So, ilang percent lang successful? 70 to 80%. And take note, the reversal technique is far more expensive, okay, than the sterilization technique itself, okay? So, pag nagpa-vasectomy ka, madalas it's just an outpatient procedure. Klaro, ambulatory procedure lang yan. After you do that, you can just go home. Klaro, local anesthetic lang nga ang ginagamit natin dyan. Klaro? O, di ba? So, if you would reverse a vasectomy, it's more expensive, klaro, and you have a success rate of 70 to 80%, klaro? Yes. So, ayan, sterilization technique, sabihin mo sa pasyente mo, permanent ito, considered permanent because of that reason. So, from that percent, ang failure natin, guys, is 30% failure rate. When we talk about the failure rate of what? Of the reversal technique, okay? The reversal technique. So, there's a 30% chance of failing, and that's a high stake, guys. High stake yan, okay? So, let's talk about the types of sterilization technique. Siyempre, meron for men, meron for women. Firstly, number 1, vasectomy. O, ginawang red. Anyway, vasectomy. This one is done on males. Siyempre, people with vas deferens, vasectomy. Klaro? Vasectomy. It's the vas deferens that we are snipping, cutting. Klaro? Yes. So, lagay mo dyan, this is cutting of the vas deferens. Ayan. Okay, so this is a photo of the male genitalia, guys. Anyway, ayan. O, izo-zoom ko. Ang ginagawa natin sa vasectomy is we are cutting the vas deferens. So, in males, meron tayong vas deferens sa left and the right testis, connected to the testis. So, sino yung nagproproduce ng sperm? Testis, nandyan ang sperm, okay? Nandyan ang sperm production. So, pag nandyan ang sperm production, guys, ang sperm umaakyat from the testis to the epididymis, to the vas deferens, and then going to the seminal vesicle, and then just sa prostate gland, dadaan siya palabas dyan sa urethra. Kasi isa lang naman ang lagusan ng ihi, pati ng seminal fluid as well as the sperm in men. And it's just their urethra. Klaro? So, ang ginagawa natin sa vasectomy, guys, we are going to cut the vas deferens. Klaro? Yes. So, when you are cutting the vas deferens, what happens is that wala nang access ngayon yung sperm cells mo from the testis going out to the urethra. So, wala ka nang nilalabas na sperm every time you ejaculate. Klaro? So, ang question ng mga lalaki ngayon, ma'am, if I'm going to do vasectomy, if I cut my vas deferens, what happens? Mawawala ba yung ejaculatory fluid ko? The answer is no. Kasi nandyan pa rin ang seminal vesicle mo, guys, and your ejaculatory ducts, okay? The one that will produce your ejaculate. Claro? Yes, you will still have your semen, okay? You will still have your ejaculatory fluid, but the fluid will no longer contain sperm cells. Claro? Yes, so just think of it in this way. Yung ejaculate ng males, yan yung vehicle for your sperm to swim properly and reach the vagina. Claro? Yes, dun siya lumalangoy. Claro? Yes. Pero yung sperm mo talaga, first and foremost, is produced in the testis. Claro? Yes. So, when you cut the access, edi walang mangyayaring fertilization. Kahit mag-ovulate pa yung babae, di ba? Kasi what did we say about pregnancy? Tatlo lang naman talaga ang processes to be pregnant: ovulation, fertilization, implantation. So, this one, vasectomy, when you cut the vas deferens to remove access of the sperm to the vagina. Claro? Anong nangyayari? The sperm cell will not meet the egg, there's no fertilization, no implantation, no pregnancy. Claro? Yes. So, this one, guys, is really 100% mabisa. Guys, this is 100% effective ha, kasi wala ka na talagang sperm. Kapag nabuntis ang iyong partner after being with you and nag-vasectomy ka, ibang usapan na yon, guys. Claro? Yes, kasi for this one, there is impossible chance of the woman getting pregnant if vasectomy mo is successful. Claro? Yes. Meron tayong tinatawag na no scalpel technique done in the outpatient clinic, ambulatory clinic, guys. So, hindi ka gumagamit ng scalpel. Ang ibig sabihin lang naman nitong no scalpel technique is, you will not undergo the knife. Charot. So, kumbaga, hindi to siya surgery per se talaga. Ang gagamit mo lang dito is that you will make a small puncture wound. Saan mo gagawin yan? Sa scrotum ng lalaki. Tapos, you will pull the vas deferens. After you pull the vas deferens, both of them from the left and the right, you will cut it. It's either you will cut it and then tie both of them para wala nang access yung sperm mo from the testis going out to the urethra. You can also use cautery. So, you can cauterize it, or pwede din, guys, it's plugged or sealed in order to prevent the passage of the sperm. Claro? So, anong sabi natin na ginagamit natin dito? You are using local anesthetics, which is your lidocaine. Claro? And then, syempre, right after, there will be minimal to moderate pain right after this. So, pwede mo silang bigyan ng analgesics. Pwede din ice packs on the area. So, the ice packs will help reduce the swelling in the area. Claro? Yes, thereby reducing as well the pain. Kasi you also numb the receptor sites or the pain receptor sites in the area by applying ice packs. So, yan lang dalawa ang solution mo post-op. Okay? Just give analgesics, ibuprofen, claro, acetaminophen, and then you can also apply ice packs on the area. Instruct the patient to do so. So, guys, remember this. After mo mag-vasectomy, hindi ibig sabihin yan na right away, pwede ka nang magkaroon ng unsafe or unprotected sex and then your partner will not get pregnant. Guys, remember this, guys. Sperm can survive in the vas deferens for 6 months. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Guys, ibig sabihin, di ba, pinutol natin ang vas deferens mo from the access galing sa testis mo. Pag meron kang sperm dyan, okay, may nananalaytay pa rin ng konting sperm dyan, tandaan mo, every ejaculation, millions to billions of sperm ang nilalabas mo. So, there can be thousands, hundreds of thousands of sperm that remains in your vas deferens. So while it's inside your body, guys, your sperm cells, they remain viable. For how long? Dito ha, sa labas. Kasi nakat na yan, di ba? Hindi na connected. So meron pa rin sperm dyan sa vas deferens mo. Klaro, because this is the vas deferens. Vas deferens pa rin yan. Guys, they can be viable there. For how long? 6 months, okay? So, hanggang sa may sperm ka pang nilalabas, kasi may naiwan pang sperm sa vas deferens mo, hindi ka pa pwede makipag-coitus without any second protection or without any backup plan. Klaro? To prevent pregnancy. So, ang tanong ng mga kalalakihan, after ko magpa-vasectomy, ma'am, kailan ako pwedeng makipag-coitus with my partner? Guys, you can safely resume coitus after 1 week, provided post-op, klaro, or post-vasectomy, provided that you use a backup plan. So, ang next tanong ng mga kalalakihan, ma'am, when will I stop using backup plan? Kasi nga, kaya ako nagpa-vasectomy kasi gusto ko, wala na akong problema, wala na akong balakid when it comes to my sexual relations with my partner. Klaro? So, when do you stop using the backup plan? Guys, ang rule dito is, dapat meron kang 2 negative sperm reports at 6 and 10 weeks after ka nagpa-vasectomy. So, medyo mahaba-habang hintayan pa ito, guys. Anong gusto natin na makita dito sa negative sperm reports? Ano ibig sabihin ng 2 negative sperm reports? In your ejaculate, you don't have any traces of sperm anymore. So, can I say I have 0 sperm in the sperm reports on the week 6 and the week 10? Yes. Okay? So, magche-check ba tayo on the week 6? Yes. Magche-check din ba tayo sa week 10? Yes. After your vasectomy? Yes. Anong gusto natin makita? At the 6th week mark, dapat there's 0 sperm. And then, later on, you come back after 10 weeks, guys. Ano meron? Dapat 0 sperm din. So, that one is confirmatory that you can no longer use backup plan and you can safely have coitus with your partner without any backup plan. Klaro ba yun? Yes, that's the only time na hindi ka nagagamit ng protection. 2 negative sperm or 0 sperm reports on 6-week mark and 10-week mark. So, in general, ano to? Anong equivalent na to, guys? At 6 weeks and 10 weeks, dapat tulungan mo ang sarili mo na malabas ang lahat ng excess sperm na nandyan sa vas deferens mo. Kasi remember, millions, if not billions, ang sperm na kayang mag-survive dyan. So, dapat malabas mo silang lahat. So, what better way of releasing them? Klaro, since that tube is connected to the seminal ducts that you have, the one that produces your ejaculate, edi you have to ejaculate. For how many times? Guys, this is at least equivalent to an ejaculation of 10 to 20 times. Klaro? Yes. So, syempre, kaya nga tayong 6 weeks to 10-week mark, guys, para hindi mo naman gawin yan sa iisang araw because that's dangerous. Klaro, it's unsafe for your health. Klaro, you can injure your penile tissue when you do that. So, 10 to 20 ejaculations spaced out within the 6-week mark to the 10th week mark. Klaro, this one is equivalent to release all the sperm and be able to yield at least 2 negative sperm reports for you to be cleared from vasectomy. Malinaw ba yun? Yes. And lastly, guys, para naman sa mga kababaihan, number 2, syempre, we have our very own tubal ligation. Ayan. So, guys, yung tinatawag natin na family planning method talaga for women, okay, is tubal ligation. Guys, madalas tinatawag natin yan na bilateral tubal ligation. So, guys, tubal ligation, bilateral tubal ligation, yan na yung, okay, o BTL, yan na yung ating family planning method for women. Sterilization method na permanent for women. Klaro? Yes. So, ma'am, ano naman yung salpingectomy, oophorectomy, yung hysterectomy? Are they not sterilization techniques? Guys, they are not first and foremost sterilization techniques. These surgical removal of organs, they are done for other purposes. They are not done for sterilization per se. Ano yung ginagawa natin for sterilization? Tubal ligation lang talaga. So, hysterectomy, sobrang daming indication niya. Hysterectomy is the removal of uterus. That's not for sterilization per se, but rather for other medical conditions, just like oophorectomy and self-injectomy, removal of the ovaries, oophorectomy. Self-injectomy naman, removal of your fallopian tube for other purposes. Klaro? Yes, but it's tubal ligation. Guys, dapat ba bilateral? Oo, dapat bilateral, te. Kasi both of your ovaries, they can ovulate. Klaro? Yes, so it's both of your fallopian tube that we have to tie or cut or cauterize or plug, klaro, para hindi makadaan ang egg cell, klaro? Yes, para hindi ka hindi magkaroon ng fertilization, klaro? Yes, so dito, mag-ovulate pa rin na ba ako? Oo, mag-ovulate ka pa rin, dear, pero ang mangyayari is, hindi sila mag-meet with the sperm, kasi yung lagusan, kung saan sila dapat mag-meet at mag-eyeball, ay pinlog natin, or kinat natin, or kinauterize natin, or tinali natin, klaro? Yes, okay? So that's your bilateral tubal ligation. This one, guys, we occlude bilateral fallopian tubes by your cautery machine or your cautery pen. You can also clamp it or we can also block or plug your fallopian tubes to prevent entry of the sperm as well as to prevent the exit of your ova, to prevent fertilization. Okay? So, compared to vasectomy, guys, na pwede mong gawin at any point in time sa lalaki, sa babae kasi, we have a cycle, we have menses, di ba? So, dito, guys, when do you do this? When can you perform your tubal ligation? You can safely perform this after menses. Why? Again, bakit? Kasi that way, we are sure you are not pregnant. After ng menses mo, pwede kang mag-BTL. So, for this one, guys, you can either undergo a general anesthesia or pwede din ang medyo malakas na local anesthetics to numb the area where we are going to do the procedure. So, the incision for your tubal ligation, guys, is under your umbilicus. So, sa ilalim lang ng pusod mo, guys. Ang size ng incision, guys, is just about 1 centimeter. Maliit lang, guys, kasi gagamit tayo ng laparoscope technique. So, the technique used in order to perform this procedure is laparoscopic technique. So, we are using laparoscopes, which are thin scopes para makita natin kung saan yung fallopian tube and to perform the cutting, the tying, the cautery, whatever. Okay, that's laparoscopic technique. Klaro? Yes. So guys, since it's an abdominal surgery, dyan malapit sa abdomen, remember this, since you're doing laparoscopic technique because you're not going to open up the patient, papasok ka lang ng ganito ka nipis na tube, guys. Siguro mas manipis pa dito or a little thicker lang. Papasok mo doon, tapos hahanapin mo yung fallopian tube, klaro, and then i-cauterize mo yung both fallopian tube. Laparoscopic technique. Now, remember this term, guys, insufflation. This is what we use in order to maximize visual area during a laparoscopic technique. So, this is commonly done in any kind of laparoscopic technique. Just like this one, tubal ligation, since it's a laparoscopic technique, in here, guys, gumagamit tayo ng carbon dioxide pumped inside the area to elevate abdominal wall. Okay? Kasi pag nag-pump ka ng carbon dioxide dyan, aakyat mo yung abdominal wall. So, the question is, ma'am, why not oxygen? Why carbon dioxide? First and foremost, oxygen can support combustion. So, gumagamit ka ng cautery, mayroon pang oxygen tank din dyan. Hindi pwede, guys. Pwedeng sumabog ang pasyente mo. While carbon dioxide, on the other hand, your body is very good at absorbing carbon dioxide and wasting it out. Claro? So, if your question is, what happens to the carbon dioxide inside the abdomen after performing tubal ligation? Guys, may bloating, yes, but the body's tissues and circulation, the blood vessels you have there, will effectively absorb carbon dioxide and release it out. Claro? Waste it out. Claro? Yes. That's why carbon dioxide is best used for insufflation. So don't forget, this one is actually a concept in your, guys, perioperative nursing. So, at least ngayon, pag nakita mo insufflation, alam mo na kung ano siya. Klaro? Yes, it's just pumping carbon dioxide to maximize the visual area during a laparoscopic technique. Klaro? Yes, because you cannot use oxygen because oxygen is combustible. Klaro? Yes, very good. So, syempre, alam mo na to, on the post-op, guys, pwedeng magkaroon ng abdo pain. So, for this one, you can just use your NSAIDs. Don't worry, pwede yan. And syempre, you can also expect for some abdo bloating. So, abdominal bloating. Guys, abdominal bloating, hindi yan magiging utot, ha? Don't ever mistake the abdominal bloating here to be a fart. Kasi wala yan sa colon mo. Nasaan yan? Sa abdominal walls. Okay? So, i-absorb lang ba ng tissues mo yan? Yes. Just wait for your tissues to absorb it. You cannot remove it by farting kasi it's not inside your colons. Klaro? Yes. Your fart comes from your colon. So, eto, hindi to colon. Nasa may pelvic area mo yan in-inflate kasi nandun naman ang fallopian tube mo. Klaro? Yes. Okay? So, yun. Abdominal bloating. So, syempre, pwede din tayo maka-expect ng diaphragmatic pain that radiating to your shoulders. And why is that? Guys, pag nakita mo to sa board exam, after ng ligation, nagkaroon ng diaphragmatic pain, masakit yung diaphragm ng pasyente mo, tapos nag-radiate towards the shoulder or the arm or the back. Guys, that's because the phrenic nerve has been irritated by the what? Carbon dioxide. So, it's just the carbon dioxide irritating the nerve. Okay? Eventually, mawawala din yan. Klaro? Yes. So, just wait for the carbon dioxide to be removed from your body and eventually, mawawala din itong mga post-op na discomfort na nafe-feel mo. So, syempre, ang tanong ng lahat, ma'am, after tubal ligation, when can I, practice coitus with my partner without having any backup plan? The answer is, you are immediately sterile, okay? After your this one procedure. So syempre guys, kakatapos mo lang maglaparoscopic surgery. So magpahinga ka muna for a couple of days before ka makipag-coitus. Pero kung kaya mo na guys, without the risk of any bleeding or what, kung okay ka na kahit may abdominal bloating and pain ka tapos makipag-coitus ka, go! Why not? Pero guys, in the book, what it says is you can resume sex. Okay? Sex is resumed after 2 to 3 days post-op. Okay, so guys, when you have coitus 2 to 3 days post-op, you are immediately sterile. No need to use for any backup method. Claro? Yes. So the next question is, ma'am, after tubal ligation, will I still menstruate? The answer is yes, my dear. You will still have menses. Menses are still present. What is absent is just the ovulation. Kasi saan ba galing ang menses mo, guys? Where does the blood come from? Galing sa lining ng uterus na pinrepair ni progesterone at ni estrogen pero walang implantation na nangyari. So, mag-shed off at nagiging menstruation. So, hindi siya galing sa ovaries mo ha, kasi yung binlock natin, ovaries mo, kung nasa ng ova, kung nasan yung eggs mo that will make a baby when met with a sperm. Klaro? Yes, kaya ito, menses still present, my dear. It's just ovulation and fertilization that will not occur. Klaro? Yes, so you still have your menses monthly. Klaro? Yes. So syempre guys, pag-usapan natin ng isang special na complication nitong tubal ligation. You call this one your post-tubal ligation syndrome. Ayan, lahat na lang guys may syndrome. Okay? Post-PNLE syndrome. Charot. This one is post-tubal ligation syndrome. So after you have cauterized or cut or clamped your tubes, you can experience the following signs and symptoms, and if you notice them, they are signs of post-tubal ligation. We have to do something. You have to report this to the physician. Para ba? Yes. So, ang pinaka-star, lagay mo dyan, is the severe abdominal pain coupled with spotting, coupled with, guys, intermittent vaginal bleeding. So, these are signs that you are experiencing post-tubal ligation, and guys, the only treatment to that, okay, is to remove your tubes. That's why you have to tell MD. Claro? Because we have to remove the tubes of the patient. We have to perform salpingectomy. Claro ba yun, guys? Yes. So, we have to remove the tubes of the patient. So, report to MD. And guys, anong sinabi ko guys? Can we do reversal? Yes. Pero is reversal 70 to 80% successful and 30% chances of failing? Yes. So this one, I have to emphasize this. Guys, when you reverse your BTL, that's the one that will give you high risk of ectopic pregnancy. Ectopic pregnancy. Klaro? Yes. So, ba't tayo nagkakaroon ng ectopic pregnancy when you try and reverse your tubal ligation? Guys, sa tubal ligation kasi, di ba, na ano mo yung tubes, hindi na siya ganun kaayos yung integrity ng tube. Dapat, para maayos yung pagdaloy ng ova from the ovaries to the tubes, to the ampulla, which is yung dulo part ng tube malapit sa uterus mo, for fertilization to occur, guys, dapat smooth and perfect yung surface. Pag may indentation na sa surface, kasi nagkaroon na tayo ng tubal ligation, tapos dinikit lang natin ulit, okay, or tinanggal natin yung tie, tapos dinikit natin ulit yung surface ng tubes para lang ma-reverse yung tubal ligation, that's the one that can occlude the passage of the ova. So, imbes na mag-meet yung ova and sperm doon kung saan sila dapat mag-meet, which is sa ampulla ng fallopian tube, doon sila mag-meet kung saan yung imperfection ng fallopian tube after BTL, reversal, klaro? So, that's your ectopic pregnancy. Doon mag-grow ang baby. Doon magsa-cell division, klaro? Yes. So, guys, pag nag-meet ang sperm and ang egg, magsa-cell divide talaga yun sila. Magkakaroon ng cell division dyan. So, when that happens, guys, inevitably, lalaki yung egg na yun na fertilize. Saan? Doon sa point kung nasan siya na iwan or nasangga ng imperfect tube mo. Klaro? Kasi nag-reversal tayo ng BTL. That's why, high risk for ectopic pregnancy. A pregnancy outside the uterus. So, ito lang guys ha. Every time you see the word ectopic in med-surg and even in OB, it means that something is happening not in the right place. Klaro? Yes. So, in this one, what is something that's happening not in the right place? The pregnancy. Saan dapat ang pagbubuntis? Sa bahay bata, sa uterus. So, saan ka nagbuntis? Ectopic, in another part of your body. Like this one, saan? Sa tubes mo, in your fallopian tube. That's why the term is ectopic pregnancy. Klaro ba yon? Yes. Okay, so this one is a medical emergency. So, ayun guys, ayan. So, now, we're finally done with our sterilization techniques and overall done, okay, with our family planning method. That's all, guys. I hope you learned. Let's go and answer 30-item exam for family planning. I'll see you on the next vid.